Good morning, friends. Today, we're thinking about surprises. Now, sometimes a surprise is a good thing, and sometimes it can be kind of a bad surprise. Like one time, when I was at summer camp, we were doing a little cooking class, and one of my friends said, "Hey, have you ever taken a bite out of a bulb of garlic before? It is so tasty. Don't you love like garlic bread and garlic in spaghetti sauce?" And I thought about it and I was like, oh, that must actually taste really good. And I put it in my mouth, I bit some off. Ugh, and it was the worst surprise. It was a bad trick because garlic, when it's raw and not cut up in food, is bitter and just overwhelming. It made my eyes cry and snot come out of my nose. It was horrible, and I spit it out, and it was a bad surprise. But there are also really good surprises out there. Of course, you can probably think of maybe when you have a surprise party and someone isn't expecting it and there's all these people gathered and they yell, "Surprise! Happy birthday!" Right? What a fun surprise. Jesus talks about surprises that God really loves. One of them has to do with yeast. Yeast comes in sometimes a jar and sometimes a packet, and all it is little bacteria that help your bread rise. You get them warm and they start to grow and they start to eat the things that you put in with them in the bowl, like honey or flour. And what seems like just powder in a jar or powder in a packet, if you leave it and you let it do its thing, it becomes a whole fluffy goop of bread, and it's the starter for all the bread that we eat. And Jesus says that God likes to surprise us like yeast, not like garlic. That God, even when we can't really tell if God is working, God takes things that we would never expect to be good and turns them into something that is like a good, big surprise. Right now, sometimes it's hard to say, where is God working in everything? How is God doing what God is doing? Is God really fighting for good in the world when we see so many bad things happening? But the truth is God is so much like yeast. God's kingdom, right? This place that we're trying to get, where everyone feels safe and loved and has what they need, is just like yeast, where we may not be able to see it working, but we can start to see the ways that it is making a big, beautiful surprise out of something that doesn't feel like it's going to be a good surprise at all. And that's the good news, is that we have proof that there is going to be a better future than right now. And that proof is Jesus. That if Jesus can rise from the dead, there will be a future that will be better than this. Jesus is our proof. Thanks be to God for good surprises.